please. You mentioned the ESIA is currently being carried out by...
Sister, I was raised in the village. Me, I'm not here for me.
Well,
so
sorry.
So try to speak.
I can't help the way I speak. You mentioned that the ESIA was being carried out at the moment. The EIA Act of 1992...
I need interpreter.
Well, you have enough people next to you. The EIA Act of 1992 states that an EIA must be approved by the Federal Ministry of Environment before the commencement of any project.
No,
unless an exemption has been given.
It's not done so. There is preliminary approval. There is final approval.
Has an exemption been given? And if so, if you have the preliminary approval...
Exemption of what?
For the project to start without the final approval. If you have the preliminary approval, can this be shared?
We are following due process.
So can we have a copy of the
preliminary approval? It is federal government that gives the approval. It's not you.
So can we have a copy of the preliminary approval?
We have the approval.
And you can make that public to the media?
Everything in order.
Okay, thank you.
2 more questions, please.
And tonight, this gentleman will be making his network television debut. This is his most recent album right here. It's called Spirit of Love. We're very pleased to welcome Majek Feshek.
Arise from your sleep, Africa. Rise from your sleep, America. There's work to be done, Africa. There's work to be done, America. But if you freeze unite, we will be free so long. Too long. So long. Too long. We've been sitting down for so long. We've been fooling around for too long. We've been sitting down for so long. I have not been fooling around for too long. So long. So long. Too long. Too long. So long. So long. For too long. Too long. Hey. Remember, long time ago, when we used to live like prince and princess. Remember, the pyramid of Egypt, when we used to live like prince and princess. Remember, Marcus Garvey, who are the dream for New America. Oh, remember, Martin Luther King, the dream for New America. They say you are black. They say you are brown. They say you are black. They say you are brown. Only the angels of Jah is white now. Only the angels of God is white. So long. Too long. So long. Too long. We've been sitting down so long. We've been a fool around for too long. Arise from your sleep, Africa. Arise from your sleep, America. There's work to be done, Africa. So much work to be done, America. But if we unite, hey, we will be free so long. Too long. So long. Too long. Pressing down for so long.
Have you lost your mind? What did you do that for? What's wrong with you?
Drinking and watching TV. That's all you're good at, Ayomide. Nothing else.
What has come over you? Don't you have any more respect for me and regard for me in this house?
Regard for you? When all you know how to do is to watch soccer, but you cannot even recognize a complete football team standing right in front of you.
You're talking bullshit. Nonsense. Your doctor certified me as being okay. Fit and powerful.
Really? Then start performing like the Messis and the Ronaldos, Mr. Powerful. Look, I have Portsmouth. I have Manchester United. I have Arsenal. I have Liverpool in my Real Madrid. Ayomide, perform like your mates and score some goals. Is that too much to ask, Mr. Ayomide? Is it? Stop watching people score goals and start scoring some of yours. Nonsense.
Oh my God. I will soon play you like football.
It's not going to work for those of us who believe that I was at a meeting. A few days back last week, and they said, the Igbos, we must find a way of checkmating them. I sat there in the midst of them. And the man said, you are not even saying anything. I said, what is the offense? He said, they are bought everywhere in Lagos. They are buying and buying. And I said, when they came with gun and shot your people, or your people collected money for the purchase. Baba looked at me and said, why are you like this? I said, I'm like that. Did your people sell to them? Or they brought gun and said, your land or your life? Why don't you learn their industry? Who asked you to sell your land? That was the end of the meeting. If you are going to invite me into a meeting where we are going to move the nation forward, don't pitch one tribe or ethnic nation against the other. It's not going to work for those of us who believe that the best of the North and the best of the South must come together to steer the ship of our nation. Do you understand me? Okay.
Yeah, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on your geographical location. Thank you for joining me this afternoon. This is an impromptu broadcast, and we will, based on that video that you just watched, the last one by Pastor Tunde Bakari, it's about moving the nation forward. And if we are going to do that and going to achieve it, we cannot afford to beat one tribe or ethnic against each other. Now, 2 days ago, if I'm correct, yeah, Friday, we had two gentlemen here, and it was a very interesting. It was an interesting broadcast. But taking from what Tunde Bakari said, the buyer or the seller, none of them are to be blamed, because you have this property and you sold it. It was bought. All necessary documentation, I believe, were done. Searches, everything were done. So as such, we can't see each other as our enemy. And when they bought, they developed it. So this is not about ethnicity. This is about working together to achieve one common goal that every one of us have been dreaming of. And we are not going to beat this issue of tribe. On Friday, this Friday, or the 23rd of this month, 24th of this month, we will be looking at the 5-point proposition redemption plan of Nina. I hope Mr. Tony Nandi will join me on this platform. An invitation has been sent out to him already this morning for him to come and tell us more about this 5-point plan of saving the nation. And we'll look at it. But you see, the Igbos are not your enemies. The Yorubas are not your enemies. Even the Fulanis are not your enemies. We're not. Recently, I was talking to a colleague that just joined us in my place of work. She's a Brazilian. And by her name, I said, "You're a Brazilian." She said, "Yes." She said, "Where am I from?" I said, "Is that not obvious?" She said, "No." Okay, I said, "I'm from Nigeria." And she said she did a DNA ancestry test, and she found out that there is this lineage is even up to Nigeria. So you can see that we are somehow connected. So if you do this DNA test, some of us probably will be surprised that we are related to Osama bin Laden. And if you find out that's the case, what do? Kill yourself? Deny who you are? Some of us will be surprised to find out that, oh, we are related to Barack Obama. Will you be excited? Of course you will be excited. You will jubilate. Oh, yes, I'm related to Barack Obama. Some of us may be surprised that we're even related to Vladimir Putin. So, in this sense, we have to come together as one to save the nation because we want the same thing. This is my argument over time, that we want the same thing. We want a functional nation. However, there are few people who will always go about these tribal issues just for their own selfish purpose. And it's sad. And despite the preaching and many symposium and talk we've had over the years, we are still at the same place. So what do? I'm going to play the video again. It's a video, I find it interesting. And which is also because the Igbos live in the north. The northerners live in the south, in the east. We intermarry each other. This is one thing that surprises me is this. If we are so concerned about this tribe issue, if it means so much to us, when we are growing up and we are chasing women, going after these girls and all those things, we don't consider the tribe before we do that thing. It is after we've done it, we now start to be saying, oh, this person is from this tribe, that person is from this tribe. You know the thing I'm talking about. For those of us that are children here, I will not spit it out. But when it comes to developing the nation, we now say, oh, this person, this tribe doesn't want my good. That tribe doesn't want my good. No. There is no evidence to that. And until we come to that point, to start to accept each other, to say, listen, we have the same need: shelter, food, clothing, health, education, employment, all relevant social services, good infrastructures being taken care of in our old age, we have the same need. So if we have the same need, why is it then so difficult for us to not come together to say, let's fix this thing? Because the Igbos want justice, fairness, equity, transparency, accountability. The Yorubas want justice, fairness, transparency, accountability. So also the Fulanis, the Jaws, the Bibios, name it. We want the same thing. So if we want the same thing, why do we fight each other? Why can't we make it work? That is the question that should be on everyone's mind. Is it ethnicity or ethical behavior? Which one will you go for? So if I'm a thief because I am from your tribe, you applaud me, you disregard ethical behavior. But if I'm not from your tribe, even if I behave ethically, you still disregard me because I'm not from your tribe. So which one do we really want? Do we value more? Ethical behavior, which include ethnicity, because our ethical behavior does not deny or take away our ethnicity. But our unethical behavior actually diminishes who we are and where we're from. Unethical behavior, I repeat, diminishes who we are and where we are from. We have to build the nation, whether we like it or not. We can lament from here, from now till thy kingdom come. Nobody will come and do it for us. I know some people hold the view, oh, they should come and recolonize us. You are joking. That will not happen. And if it even happen, that means you are selling out your birthright. Whatever they provide, whatever terms and conditions they give, we have to abide by it. So why can't we do it? This is the question that is in my mind and in the mind of many Nigerians out there. Which do you prefer? Ask yourself this question. Ethical behavior that doesn't beat one tribe or ethnic against the other, or ethnicity, it's your preference. If ethnicity is your preference above ethical behavior, then you need to be checked. You don't want the good of the nation. You don't want the good. In fact, you don't want the good for your own self and your immediate family. Because if this is the message you're going to be passing to your children, that your ethnicity is above ethical behavior. Recently, I told myself, if the claim most people made, or some people made, that the white man is the one that gave us the Bible, and I said, if that is true, even though that is not the case, but for the purpose of argument, if that is the case, I think they've given me the best thing so far, because in it tells me to behave ethically. It tells me to be fair to my fellow human beings. It tells me about equity. It tells me about transparency, accountability. So if these things are contained in that book, and they exhibit or they practice this to a large extent, even in their society. Their society is not perfect. Yesterday, I gave an instance of a former redeemed Christian pastor that is serving, I think, 3 months or 6 months in jail in the Republic of Ireland. It's in the public domain. For what? For abusing the tax system and using the money on himself. It's in the public domain. And that is also contained in that book that they said was given to us. When sentence against evil is not speedily carried out, the heart of men tend to commit more evil. So you can see. So what exactly do we prefer? Ethical behavior, whereby we see each other as one and to live with each other as one and to build together as one. If we have no problem, no issue with intermarrying each other, whether the marriage lasts or long, because at the end of the day, most marriage do not collapse because he's from Igbo, she's from Yoruba, he's from, no. It collapsed because we could not work together. Because look at it statistically. Even the two Igbos that got married together, the two Yorubas, the two Hausas, the two Ibibios, the two Ijo, male and female that got married together. It's not it's not all of them that stayed together. Most or some are divorced, separated, gone to marry somebody else that they are not. So just put this in front of you. If our ethnicity is that superb, so when I marry an Ijo person, that means I must not leave her for anything because she's from my ethnic background. And if I leave her, I have to go for another person from my ethnic background. But it doesn't work like that. It does not work like that. Yeah, someone said here. Let me highlight for those of you in the comment section. Let me start from. Let me greet every one of you here that have joined us and have said hello. What's your name? One name, Jeremiah is correct. English is not. Now, listen. In respect to Umaya, you can see that he answers the questions afterward. He was just trying to beat about the bush because he's not a genuine person. He understands the English, for crying out loud. He's an engineer. He went to school. English is not our language. Well, if it's not our language, let's speak pidgin English, sir. Why did not use pidgin English? Well, I don't know why they not use pidgin English. She for use pidgin English, maybe the man for answer her for pidgin English. We don't understand. Liberty of Marsh, yeah, Marsh hello to you too as well too. One Nigeria, electricity has brought Lord evil. Don't worry, we'll play that thing again. One Nigeria, I'll play that video again because of you. That video is because of you. So I'll play it again. That Nollywood video. It's because of you, whether you like it or not. I'll play it again. Here we have Fortress. Do we have birthright in Nigeria? We are still abiding to the rules of colonial masters. You can't determine what price you sell your resources. They set up the price for you and you abide by it. Now, how is this true? Fortress, if you can shed light on this thing, expand it further for me and for the benefit of the viewers. What do you mean they determine what price you sell your resources? They are part of Nigeria, is part of the OPEC nation. And it is not by force. We can choose to live and sell our product on our own if we want to. After all, the Commonwealth, the United States left to the Commonwealth. They don't consider themselves as a member of the Commonwealth. I think what's his name? Donald Trump pull out of was this this I forgot. He pulled out of it. So we have a choice. If we don't want to abide, if we we're going by your argument that they determine what price we sell our resources. Listen, it is our resources. Just like the video I played, it is my land. I sold it willingly. It was in my possession. I sold it willingly. I can actually choose not to sell it. Did they put a gun on our head and say you have to sell your resources at this price or at this price? We can use it on our own. If our resources is that precious, they will come for it. They will come for it. We can bargain in a different way, in another way. So this argument that we keep going on that the colonial masters are responsible, we need to get off that horse right now. At what age that we'll see go? And these same colonial masters we are talking about, we travel in millions, in hundreds and thousands, and take the risks through the desert, through the sea, and we still go back to them and say, be our masters. Can you see the foolishness and the madness? The Japa syndrome, is it not going back to the same colonial masters you're talking about, or is it only about the resources? Why are we myopic about this issue? If you go to the embassies, the American, the British, the Canadian embassies in Nigeria, you will see hundreds and thousands of people that wants to leave to go meet these same colonial masters that you are condemning, that you are saying that determine our resources, meaning that we are helpless. We can't do anything for ourselves. We are brainless. That is what you're trying to tell us. So they set up the price. If we don't like it, we leave it or we bargain. If our product, which I believe our products are good, we use our bargaining power and stop making excuses and being unnecessarily corrupt and taking bribe and receiving bribe, giving bribe. Other nations produce oil too. They don't just determine. It's a group of nations producing oil that came together. Nigeria has a voice. We have a voice. Why don't we use our voice, our power, what we have? It is my land. I determine where I want to sell it, who I want to sell it for. If there is a price set by the government as to this is the amount I should sell, that is the price I will follow. So why the colonial master? If that is the case, of course we have a birthright, for crying out loud. If we don't have a birthright, then what is the point? Are we the first nation that we colonized? The answer is no. India was also colonized. The Americans were colonized. The Canadians, I believe, were also colonized by the British. So, are we the first? Even when you learn a trade, at a certain point, you graduate, you become a master of your own trade. But all we keep saying is the colonial master. Just like the video that was played earlier, the Igbos bought our land. They bought it. When they bought the land, like they said, did they use guns? I'm not citing, I know I don't do ethnicity. I would never do it. They didn't use guns. It was sold willingly. And by selling to them, they developed that town. They developed wherever it is. If I buy a land, I develop it. It could be for business purposes. So I'm going to employ. After all, they employ people, including the Yorubas, who work for them. So they pay your salary. Some of them pay your children's salary. You pay their children's salary. You intermarry. And yet we say we want to move the nation forward with such mentality. How can we do that? Impossible. And I've said it before. We pray from now till thy kingdom come. And we continue in this trend. It ain't gonna work. Take it to the market any day. Take it to God and say, tell God that I said, if we continue in this trend, we want to move the nation forward. It's not possible. God don't operate like that. God does not operate like that. He even said, if my people that are called by my name shall humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways. You see, you don't just pray, you don't just fast, you don't just come together. We have to turn from that wicked way, which is bribery and corruption. Is bribery and corruption. We have to disease bribery. We have to be fair. We have to start to be accountable to each other. We have to be, so people must hold us accountable. Where are you living to? We are living because the colonial master designed it to be so. Where are you living to? Tell me. Where are you living to? To where? Even if you have to leave, my brother, fortress, or I don't know whether you're a male or a female, even if you have to leave, there's what is called due process. If you don't go by this due process, you are wasting your time. And that is one mistake Nnamdi Kanu did. He had the opportunity. That was one mistake he made. Due process. He did not follow due process. And anyone that does not follow due process, and that is what is happening to the nation. They're talking about Yahya Bello and the EFCC. Some argue EFCC did not follow due process, this and that, blah, 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 this and this. Due process. So where are you going to? I've argued this and I'll say it again. It is Nnamdi Kanu kinsmen in the legislative arm that are holding him down. It is not the colonial master or anybody. Take it, quote me that is what I say. I said it, it's on record. His fellow kinsmen are the one holding him down, using him as a bargaining tool in Nigeria there. Because if they rise up, if they really care that, oh, this is our kinsman, he wants our good, he wants Biafra nation, he wants to set the Igbo free, he wants this and that, they would have fought for him. But they are not. They are using him as a bargaining, as a chip. This last this last assembly, do you see the senator? What's his name? That was crying as a baby. He was not re-elected. But he never cried for Nnamdi Kanu. None of them has cried for Nnamdi Kanu. So where are you going? You're going nowhere. You're staying here in that place, except you Japa. You go nowhere. Quotes me. I repeat for the record again, and I've said it over time. The pinnacle or the height of corruption or the temple of corruption is our legislative house. And until the people rise up and start to invoke Section 68 and Section 110 of the Constitution, we remain in the same place. Ninas have 5 points. I'll say this. I don't know whether Tony Nandi will accept my invitation or not. That is, I hope he does. They have 5-point proposition redemption plan to save Nigeria, which, like I said, I will deal with it either this Friday or the upper one, waiting for him to accept the invitation. If he doesn't, I will say go ahead with it because it matters. And we'll look at it. We'll break it down. It's a proposition. It is what? A proposition. Just like many propositions have been made. So where do you think you're going? You're going nowhere, my brother or my sister, wherever you are. Until we start to follow due process. Until we start to fix this institution. And there is nobody, no one can fix this institution than you and I. the people that the power belongs to, you and I. That is the only way we are going to fix it. So if you think you're going somewhere, my brother, you go nowhere. If you think you're going to achieve these by being tribal, you ain't going to achieve it. It will never work. It has never worked and it will never work. If you think you will achieve this by beating one tribe against the other, beating one ethnic group against the other, it still will never work, because I being an Ijaw man, I am not your problem. You being a Yoruba man, you are not my problem. Our problem is for us to work together as one, because we have the same need. The same. If you meet the Yoruba, the Igbo outside in diaspora here, they're enjoying electricity. They don't fight among each other. They're enjoying good roads, good health care services, employment, good infrastructure. They can complain, they can challenge. 2 days ago was the local election in the United Kingdom. I went to vote. Across the road was my polling station. I went there, I didn't spend 5 minutes to vote, and I shook my head. Well, nothing spectacular about voting. If you ask anyone, there was nothing spectacular. I went in there, they gave me the paper facts, and the pencil was there. I did not spend 5 minutes. They cross-checked my name on a sheet of paper. On a sheet of paper. Everything is set, printed out there. Showed my ID card, just like the DVN we have, or whatever we call it, the voter's card that we have. I showed my driver's license. That's all. Other driver's license, passport, any official document, recognition, listed. I did not spend 5 minutes in the polling station. And I look around, I came out and I look around. What did they do? And they used the hall of a church to do this, my section. Harvester Temple Church. The New Testament Harvester Temple Church. That was where the polling station, the polling booth is. So why can't we do that? But yet, we beat each other against ethnicity. This ethnicity is bad. That ethnicity is bad. This is bad. But if you're hungry, if I give you food to eat, you will eat. You will not tell me that I'm an Igbo man or a Yoruba man or a Hausa man. Will you say that? If you are hungry and you ask me food and it is in my power to give you, I give you to eat, will you throw it away and say, oh, this is an Igbo man that gave me food to eat, I will throw it away. I don't eat from Igbo man. This is a Yoruba man that gave me food to eat, I will not eat it. This is an Ibibio man. So if you can eat the food that I gave to you, why can't we sit down together and work together? Sit down and work together. Why? Why? If you are desperate and you see me on the road and I am the last person you are seeing, and you say, listen, bros, if you don't mind, give me one small 2K for that. And I gave it to you, and you find out that I'm a Yoruba man, and you are an Igbo man, and Hausa man. Say, I don't want your money, bros. Take your money. I don't want you to be Igbo man, you be Yoruba man, you're Hausa man. Yeah? Why? We can't win this race. We can't change this nation. We can't achieve anything if we go by beating one tribe or ethnic against the other. Not even the herdsmen are our problem. They are not our problem. I tell you the truth. They are not our problem. Because some people are using it to foster their own agenda. To foster their own agenda. I asked a question, and nobody has been able to answer that question. Nobody has been able to answer that question. It is very possible that some of us have never stolen before. It is possible that some of us have never committed or broken any law. But tell me a person, a human being on earth here right now, in their sane sense, adult, who has never lied before. Who has never lied before? Raise up your hand if you have never lied before. If you have never lied before, why? Okay, I am going to this. I am asking the question now. Tell me why? Okay, tell me. Give an emoji if you have never lied before. I don't know how old you are. If you have never lied before, even by raising up your hand, you just lied now. You just lied now. Why? Okay. Even by raising up your hand, you just lied. I'm telling you authoritatively, by raising up your hand, you just lied. I say, you just confirmed it with an emoji smile. By raising up your hand, okay, you just lied. Thanks for the thumbs up. So, okay, if you have lied before, and I have lied before, and most of us have lied before, so we have one thing in common there. That means we can work together. You see, that means we can what? We can work together. We can work together to tell the truth and find the truth and achieve our desired goal. Because we have one thing in common. We can work together. Mr. Trumps, 100%. Thank you very much. So disregard those who come to you with this ethnic or how do you call it, bigots. Don't let them fool you. Don't let them fool you. We have to come together and fix this thing. Nobody will fix it for us. We're just wasting our time. We can jack as much as we want to. Nobody will fix it. There are still 220 million Nigerians out there in Nigeria there who are related to us one way or the other. Who are related to us one way or the other. So I'm going to play the video again for those that are just joining us. Here is the video. Watch.
I was at a meeting a few days back last week, and they said, the Igbos, we must find a way of checkmating them. I sat there in the midst of them, and the man said, you are not even saying anything. I said, what is the offense? He said, they are bought everywhere in Lagos. They are buying and buying. And I said, when they came with gun and shot your people, or your people collected money for the purchase. Baba looked at me and said, why are you like this? I said, I'm like that. Did your people sell to them? Or they brought gun and said, your land or your life? Why don't you learn their industry? Who asked you to sell your land? That was the end of the meeting. If you are going to invite me into a meeting where we are going to move the nation forward, don't pitch one tribe or ethnic nation against the other. It's not going to work for those of us who believe that the best of the North and the best of the South must come together to steer the ship of our nation. Do you understand me? Okay.
So, for those of you that just joined, I did hear this video initially, or they watch it initially, and that is the video for you. If we're going to work together, we can't beat one tribe against each other. Unofficially, after let's kind of to answer your question, 200 million, 220 million is unofficial. It's belong we did the referendum. Census. All these are very important. We need to do a census. You see, even the population of Nigeria alone is what? It's an asset. Our population, just like the Indian population, the population of India, of China, of the United Kingdom, is what? It's an asset to generate what? Revenue in transportation, in tourism. We have the sun. You see, don't let us, yes, people complain of the sun. It's so hot in Nigeria. I agree. It is very hot. But there are facilities that we can put in place that we can make it bearable, just like the winter. The sun in Nigeria are sometimes up to 40 degrees, depending. And the winter, sometimes it depends on where you are. It goes to minus, and they have heater one in their car, just as we have AC in our cars. They have heater in the house, just as we should have AC and fan. If we fix the electricity, the power sector, to have this electricity 24/7. To have the electricity 24/7. So it's not different. It's the same thing. They manage theirs. They saw the problem. What do we use? We can't go this, we can't, they don't have control over the code. Sometimes I look at it, where is this bleeding code coming from? So that we can just turn it off. So we are looking for a place, a one place to stay. The same thing we thought with the heat, the sun in Nigeria. If we have constant electricity, the so-called money they are using to build the coastal road can be used, invested to maintain the existing one. A video of Benin Auchi, the Benin Auchi coastal road was played yesterday. I don't know if it's still here. It's not here. The Benin Auchi coastal road is not here. I'll see if I can quickly. We'll see the Benin Auchi road. It was played yesterday. Let me see if I can quickly get it here and upload it. Then we can see what we are calling the Benin Coastal Road, what I refer to as the Benin Coastal Road. Just give me a moment. So, yeah, I got it. Just give me 1 second. Send it then. We will see the Benin Auchi Coastal Road. We'll see it there. I'll play it for you. They want to spend trillions to fix a road. And yet we have numerous roads that needs attending to. Numerous, not one, not two. And you can identify with this thing. Is it as a result of tribe that we don't have it? Or what? That's what. Why don't we fix this thing? Why are we saying for the colonial masters? Why are we blaming the colonial masters for what is not their fault? Why are we blaming them? I'm sorry, just give me a moment. It's taking, yeah, I got it. The Benin Auchi Road. Yeah, here we go. Save. 1 second, please. I beg your indulgence. BE. Then I'll come here. Then I upload it. Then we'll play it. Tell me who is responsible. Is it the Igbo man, the Yoruba man, the Hausa man, or who is responsible for this? And many others. Come on. And here we go. 2, 3, 2, 1, 0. Yeah. So who is responsible for this? Tell me if you know.
Jesus, and then they tell her now, driver dey inside though. Driver dey inside though. You know, see some wicked, he don't. Oh. And they tell say Mark no go pass this thing. May not be saying avoid this thing carry o. Jesus, and then they tell her now, driver dey inside though. He don't ready.
So who is responsible for that? Who is responsible? Give me 1 second. Okay, somebody said, I understand Bakare will support Tinubu now and later change position. Don't trust it. Listen, come on. It's that. Can you just sometimes let's stay in the context. You may have your differences about him or your doubts about him, but in the context of that video, is he wrong? He's telling the truth. In fact, I shouldn't be asking that question. He's telling the truth. In the context of that video, you may have your differences. I have my differences about it. I have my reservation, I beg your pardon, about it. You have your reservation about it. It's allowed. But in that context, is it wrong? Even if you have your reservation, the thief on the cross with Jesus Christ has his own reservation. And he did say that, listen, we are thieves. But this man is innocent. So put this in context. Don't take it, don't say, oh, he will change his mind. It's not about, you're not talking about Tinubu for crying out loud. Yeah, send me the video. I don't know where you're gonna send it. You have to send it to my WhatsApp. Yeah, I know Nigeria will be great. Thank you for that, Mr. But we just have to we have to be intentional. We have to what? Be intentional if we want it to be great. It's one thing to say it to be great. It's another thing for us to be intentional and make it great. It's one thing for me to confess something. It's another thing for me to walk towards it. And let me say this. Those of you that always go about positive confession, if you are holding on to positive confession, your action must correspond with that positive confession. So I can't say Nigeria will be great. Positive confession, either in church or anywhere. And when I leave mosque or church or leave work and I'm going, and the policeman stop me and I bribe him again, it ain't gonna be great. It will not be great. I'm not coming here to sit down and fool you. It can be great. It's not a cause. It's a fact of life. So we have to be intentional if we want to make it great. If we want to make it great. Now, okay. You said the Nigerian witchcraft system would never allow innovation because those who benefit from the anomaly will never allow change. We do not lack innovative mind. I'll take it from behind. Agreed, we do not lack innovative mind. You also said those who benefit from the change will never allow change. Corruption will always fight back. That does not mean corruption will win. Evil will always fight back, but good will always overcome evil. But we have to be intentional to overcome evil. We have to be intentional by starting to invoke Section 68 and Section 110 of the Constitution if we want Nigeria to be great. I repeat for the record, we have to be intentional. Thank you. And let's see, how the one I just sent to you, where did you send it to? Do you have my number? Did you send it to WhatsApp? What's the video all about? If it has a copyright issue, I will not be able to. How will we have constant power supply when we lift every resources from foreign use, even gas, we can't domesticate? Who are you blaming for that? I lived in worry. They fled the gas all the time at the refinery there. For years, it's been fled. Who are you to blame for that? Can't we just for once take responsibility and stop blaming this? Did they put a gun on our head? Was gun put on our head? No. We yield ourselves to corruption. We don't think about the good. I don't think about your good. You don't think about my good. That's why I behave the way I behave. So if I think about your good, I'm in henceforth affair. This is going to benefit my people. And someone comes behind to say, you know what, give me this thing. And my people, I know my people will suffer. They didn't put gun on our head. If they did, we will know. They didn't put gun on our head. Why do you see this? Why the witches are even in the church we blame witches and wizards for everything among Christians, even when there is no evidence to such. We blame witches and wizards. She has not married these witches and wizards. She has not have a child, these witches and wizards. The husband does not have a job, it's witches and wizards. Someone even said if your husband failed, that means the wife is a witch. We blame witches and wizards for everything. But let's look at it very well. As a man who have also read the Bible tells me how to overcome witches and wizards. The Bible never said it's a prayer point. No, the Bible only says I should pray. But it tells me the steps I will use to overcome witches and wizards, which is one, being intentional in telling the truth. Ephesians chapter 6. Be intentional. Belt of truth, breastplate of righteousness. We discussed this yesterday. Righteousness exalts a nation. Sin is a reproach to it. Let me see if it's here on the banner. I hope it's here. I hope they didn't. Yeah. In Proverb, righteousness exalts a nation. Sin is a reproach to it. What does it mean? It suggests that when a nation opposes moral and ethical standard, not ethnicity, it prospers and is elevated in status. But when it embraces wrongdoing and immorality, it suffers, and that is the consequences we are suffering. Not because it's an Hausa man there, it's the Igbo man there, it's this and that, it's this and that, it's this, is the job man. No. We've embraced wrongdoing and immorality. And we are suffering the consequences. And we are saying it's witchcraft. It's this, it's that, it's this. I don't understand. Where do you read it? Where do you get it from? Something that is not even written. You actually are saying it is. Huh? You are saying it is. Something that is not even written. So go back to where I stopped. Where did I stop? Before yeah, I stopped. Oh, two I okay. Well, if I know it's you, I know you probably well, you're not joking. I can't see the video you sent to me. Where is it? Let me check my WhatsApp. So I can't see the video you sent to me. Oh, okay. Sorry. Is there? Uh, is it? Give me 1 second. Let me turn on the. Is it OCFA Mazio this and that confirm it? Like I said, I don't know if it's copyrighted, so it will be very difficult for me to check that now while I'm doing this broadcast. But on Friday, I'll save it. One Nigeria. I'll save it. I'll watch it. I'll check if it's copyrighted. If it's not copyrighted, I will use it on Friday. I'll be back here on Friday, God willing, to discuss about the 5-point proposition or redemption plan. It's a proposition, redemption plan of Ninas, with hopefully with the veteran lawyer or the lawyer Nandi Tony Nandi. Even if he doesn't accept the invitation, we will still deal with that. Okay, it's in a public domain. It's not an hidden document, so I'm not violating any law or whatever it is. So, kind of, how will we have constant power supply when we lift every resource? I think we've taken this in. Somebody said now witches and wizards. The joke for them. They will explain tire, no evidence. Wahala, wahala, wahala. In fact, it's no longer wahala, wahala, wahala. It's Rwanda, Rwanda. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the Rwanda, Rwanda, Rwanda. Those that are Jakpari, have you heard that the United Kingdom is sending people back to Rwanda? Illegal immigrant. So that means Rwanda is a good place. So rather than going to United Kingdom, just go straight to Rwanda. See if that is the case. If it is, we are looking for a place to go to. Okay. I'll still go and register for them to take me to Rwanda. No problem. Uh, I got the answer. Nigeria are irresponsible for that. Nigeria, we are responsible for it. We can't blame anyone there. We can't blame anyone. We are responsible. That man shouting, driver day inside it sounds like Alabama. Well, I only like to comment. I didn't say so. So I cannot be, I cannot be, I cannot be not responsible for that. You will continue. uh, I to you, Kachi says, yeah, good. They continue driving when road they overflow. Make no sense. It makes no sense, but it has to deliver. Lagos is trending. I don't know what that is all about. uh, so yeah, so thank you again. I thank every one of you for joining in the comment section. Let me see this. It's wrong. Anybody can say anything. Don't get carried away. On Lagos is no man's land. Please let them go back and develop their land. Lagos belongs to Yoruba. Okay. This guy need a special prayer, so we'll pray for him. We will entertain him. And listen, but what are the problems of Nigeria? Like bad. Listen, we are the problems. Listen, I've said this over times. I ain't gonna change position in that. Yes, we have irresponsible leaders, but the citizens, the ordinary citizens, you and I, either in diaspora or in Ispora Dara, and the ones in Nigeria, we are the problem. I repeat again for the record, and you can challenge me on it. Yes, we have leaders who don't have conscience. I agree. And these leaders came out of us. They didn't fall from the sky. Remember, if you look at some of their age, Some of them, if you look at their age and the schools they went to, some of them attend the same schools we went, the same age group. Some of them even went abroad, attended school in abroad, and they came back. So they did not fall from the sky. But we, the citizens, we are the problem. We may not like what is happening in the United States, the anti-Israeli people protesting. But you see, they don't just sit down and complain and criticize. They what? They became intentional. Intentional. Thank you. Kind of. I did actually see my comment regarding the video. Okay. Okay. Listen, like I said, this video we will do it. I promise you that. Just hold me to it, please. I'll do it on Friday. So no question of the blessed. Who is this? Okay. You know, yesterday is what is this on your Nigeria is now or never. What's the song again? Nigeria is now or never. Who shall save? What shall save Nigeria? Many years of independence. Ta-da-da. How long shall we be before we see the promised land? Blessed Nigeria. So Nigeria. That song was playing in my head yesterday. Thank you for that. Witchcraft is not always about those who fly by night. It is a system that hates good and loves evil. 2YK. I don't know. I think I will. I think we should confirm upon you the title of a pastor or the title of a reverend. Witches don't fly, for the record. Witchcraft. Witchcraft is an act. Is what? It's an act. It's not about flying. Witchcraft. You see the word, the end of their craft. Witchcraft is an act. And what? An act. Something we do with our hands from our heart. Jezebel is considered as what? Is recorded as a witch. But she never flew. With the pen and paper, she was able to take the inheritance of Naboth. With pen and paper, she was able to set up false witnesses to say what they did not see. It's an act. And that is what is wrong with that is what is happening. Witchcraft is an act. Go read it. Jezebel is considered as the mothers of witchcraft. And look at what she did. She was the one running the show, not Ahab. Ahab came home crying like a baby. He wants the inheritance of Naboth. And Naboth says, no, this is an inheritance. I'm forbidden to sell it because it's for generation from generation being passed to me as well too. I have to pass it to my children. And he went home and cried to, and I was looking distressed and Jezebel now asked, what's the problem, my darling, my sweetheart? And she said, "Oh, he said, oh no, I want Naboth's land." You want Naboth's land? Like what the man said, did they put gun in your head before you sell the land? You sold it. You can see the case of Naboth. Naboth said, "No, I am not going to sell." The choice is always there. The choice is always there. And you are saying they took your land. They put gun on your head. They put gun on your head. Go get a better argument. Stop disturbing the tranquility and perplexing the tranquility of the nation with your bigotry and your ethnicity and your tribal issue. Thank you for your offering, One Nigeria. Today is Sunday, so thank you for your offering to the Dr. Damage's channel. £2 is a lot of money. It's appreciated wherever it comes from. It will be multiplied so that next time you will not just give £2, you will give £200. Thank you for that. So witchcraft is an act. It is what? An act. Being a false witness is an act of witchcraft. False witness is an act of falsifying documents. Is act of witchcraft. Falsifying, changing figures, padding, budget padding is act of witchcraft. Budget padding. Giving $30,000 for budget padding, that's an act of witchcraft. That is what? An act of witchcraft. The video you watch with that truck falling into the water because of the bad road is an act of witchcraft. We're seeing it there. It's not far. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. Go tell anybody and tell them witchcraft. You see it, koro. You go see for eye. Some go shingon you like a fly. Follow you everywhere they go like a fly. You see that we see each other every day. We know each other. You know the witch, I know the witch. Even your community leader, your chairman, local government chairman, or your security chairman that could not give account of money that was contributed, that is also witchcraft. That is also it's not the far place. Well, there's no be today in your stay back we get pattern. It's not the far place. We see it face to face each other. The policeman collecting bribe and me giving the bribe is also an act of witchcraft because it tends to what? To destroy, not to build. Anything that tends to destroy, not to build, is an act. Intentionally destroying things is an act. It's witchcraft. Intentionally destroying things. It's witchcraft. So it's not in any far place. Finally, I'll play this video to make one Nigeria smile, and we'll call it a night here until we meet again. If anyone wants to weigh on this video before we call it a day,
why did you do that?
I'll play it again.
What's wrong with you?
Drinking and watching TV. That's all you're good at, Ayomide. Nothing else.
What has come over you? Don't you have any more respect for me and regard for me in this house?
Regard for you? When all you know how to do is to watch soccer, but you cannot even recognize a complete football team standing right in front of you.
You're talking bullshit. Nonsense. The doctor certified me as being okay, fit and powerful.
Really? Then start performing like the Messi and the Ronaldos, Mr. Powerful. Look, I have Port Smith. I have Manchester United. I have Arsenal. I have Liverpool in my Real Madrid. Ayomide, perform like your mates and score some goals. Is that too much to ask, Mr. Ayomide? Is it? Stop watching people score goals and start scoring some of yours. Nonsense.
Oh my God. I will soon play you like football.
Yes, you mentioned the ESIA is currently being carried out by...
Sister, I was raised in the village. Me, I'm not here for me.
Well...
Sorry,
I can't help the way I speak. You mentioned that the ESIA was being carried out at the moment. The EIA Act of 1992.
I need interpreter.
Well, you have enough people next to you. The EIA Act of 1992 states that an EIA must be approved by the Federal Ministry of Environment before the commencement of any project, unless an exemption has been given.
It's not done so. There is preliminary approval. there is final approval.
Has an exemption been given? And if so, if you have the preliminary approval...
Exemption of what?
For the project to start without the final approval. If you have the preliminary approval, can this be shared?
We are following due process.
So can we have a copy of the
preliminary approval? It is federal government that gives the approval. It's not you.
So can we have a copy of the preliminary approval?
We have the approval.
And you can make that public to the media?
Everything in order.
Okay, thank you.
2 more questions, please.
So we are following due process. That's what he said. He said he's going to provide it to the media preliminary. I hope there'll be a follow-up. I hope that beautiful young lady, Leila, who went to intimidate or who is intimidating Umaya, which I hope she will. I think she's from Channel or Arise. I can't remember. I hope they will push for it. The man already said they are following due process. Remember, I mentioned due process. It is now up to him to defend that claim of the government has followed due process. Once again, thank you for those of you who have joined me, your comment section. I hope we've been able to enlighten ourselves this afternoon. Until we meet again, remember to spread this message and to be intentional in fixing Nigeria. So she's from Arise News. Thank you, One Nigeria. I know you are following her. Your eyes is probably on her. You won't see her. Don't worry. She's up high there. Our English alone will intimidate you. So, our English alone I will intimidate you, One Nigeria. But don't worry. If you need some coaching and some come, I'll coach you. Look at these people in the comments. Okay. She's very married. Too bad for you. So you've already gone to do your research. Goodness me. All these men there, man. I'm gonna go forgive all of you now. You've done your research without wasting time. Anyway, I shall see you people again. May God keep you and bless you and uphold you till we meet again. Shalom.